Hey guys, the Leftward Owl here, and today I wanted to tell you how Destiny 2's loot is rigged. Have you been grinding out Vesper's Host for the God Roll VS Chill Inhibitor with Envious Arsenal and Bane Switch? Well, go ahead and stop. It is one of the least likely rolls you can get. And yes, that is statistically proven. This doesn't even exclusively affect that weapon, as every weapon this season seems to be suffering from rigged rolls. And that's just what we know of. At least one weapon from last season clearly exhibits this behavior, which means every weapon could have been exhibiting this behavior for months, and we just never noticed. And sorry for how I sound, I am feeling pretty sick today. Before I get started on how it's rigged, let's just take a quick moment to discuss how this was discovered. We would have never known if it wasn't for the perfect storm surrounding VS Chill Inhibitor. First off, a lot of people are grinding for it for various reasons. For instance, it's a great gun. Envious Arsenal with Bane Switch is one of the best combinations we've had for DPS rotations. Grenade launchers, which are already great DPS options, are thrown into new heights this season due to the artifact mods, and the artifact mods also favor stasis, and this is one of the few great stasis heavy weapons. This is also the only rapid fire frame with meta perks, meaning it has the highest DPS potential of its class. Secondly, it has been very easy to grind for. Due to a glitch in the first encounter of Vesper's Host, most people were able to complete the encounter in just a few minutes. Thirdly, it's new. Everyone loves new shiny things, so everyone is grinding it and having a grand old time. But people start noticing that the god roll isn't dropping as nearly often as it should. Each column of VS Chill Inhibitor has 6 traits, meaning a total of 36 possible combinations. If every combination is weighted equally, then about 1 in 36 drops of the weapon should be a god roll. Now we must take a look at Light.gg, the second clue to the puzzle. Light.gg displays the most popular traits and trait combinations for every weapon based on the community's choices. Popularity is based on current weapons and players' inventories and vaults accessed through the Destiny 2 API. Notice I said current weapons, as in not dismantled. As players get the weapon rolls they want, they will dismantle those they do not. This is quite literally statistical cherry picking done willingly by the community. Let's take a look at Edge Transit for instance. The most popular role is Envious Assassin with Bait and Switch at 46.19%. This makes sense as it is the best damage roll and what players would naturally gravitate towards. However, VS Chill Inhibitor has a much different story. The most popular role is Cascade Point with Bait and Switch at 10.9%. This is by no means the worst combination, but far from the best. What is interesting is the best combination of Envious Assassin with Bait and Switch is so unpopular, it isn't even shown as a popular choice. Matter of fact, it is one of the least popular combinations. Remember, Light.gg only shows roles that players kept, so all of this data is inherently biased, meaning even with cherry picking, the entire Destiny 2 community has not been able to overly bias these weapon rolls towards being god rolls. Since this data is inherently biased, Newo decided to lead a community-driven data collection for new roles to determine the truth. Make sure to check out the description below for a link to his Twitter, YouTube, relevant materials, and website. This includes his methods and other important information, while I'm just going to go over a few charts briefly here. At least make sure to check out his website. It is very interesting seeing all the roles specifically, and there's a clear trend among the data. So what is that trend? Third column traits are positively biased towards certain traits in the fourth column, while negatively biased towards others. And if you notice on this heat map, there is a clear negative bias between Envious Assassin with a Bait and Switch. This is why so few people are getting this combination. In this dataset, only 2 out of 1,012 rolls of VS Chill Inhibitor have the god roll. That's less than a 1 in 500 chance. What makes this even more interesting is the fact that you can predict which traits will be biased towards others. In the Destiny API, traits are listed in a certain order. Put these on a circle in the same order they appear in the API. Now take the trait you want to find the biases of and find the shortest distance between it and other traits. The closer, the more likely likely the pair, and the further away, the less likely the pair. Once again, taking VS Chill Inhibitor as an example, Envious Arsenal is 3 away from Bane Switch, making it the least likely combination. On the other hand, Envious Arsenal is in the same place as Explosive Light, making it the most common. While this doesn't exactly fit with the data, this is still RNG after all, so some randomness is expected. And that's the perfect storm. A weapon everyone wants with a very desirable trait combination on a new weapon that no one can seem to get. Now you may ask yourself, how long would it have took for us to find out this information if not for VS Chill Inhibitor? At least 142 days. Only specific number I know, but it's for a good reason. This is because we have Truthteller that started dropping during Season of Echoes 142 days ago. It exhibits these traits exactly. It isn't craftable, is a random world drop, has horrible traits, and is used near solely for its magazine perks. This means there's a less bias towards certain roles for people to dismantle and effectively cherry pick the data. Using Light GG, I put the combinations on a spreadsheet based on their popularity, with 1 being an F- and 18 being an S+ popularity rank. This is near identical to the heat maps on Newo's website. With pretty much every other weapon, it's impossible to tell for sure if this bias exists. People have selected their preferred traits and have already started cherry picking the data. However, some remnants of this bias seem to remain. Bittersweet, for instance. This is already charted out by Newo, and Envious Arsenal with Bane Switch should be one of the rarest. However, this was made using Light GG's current data, so people have already cherry picked it. Despite this, you can still see that the other expected rare combinations are still rare. I found this is the best way to find those remnants. Let's take a look at Krimel's Dagger. Using the same method of Light GG popularity, you can find that the rolls are a bit messier due to cherry picking. However, the expected rare rolls are still rare, all at an F tier popularity rating. I think this goes back even further though. Applying the same idea to a Season of the Wish era undercurrent grenade launcher, the same thing happens. Of course, I could just be accidentally cherry picking an example here myself, but you get the point. With that said, it's hard to tell how far back this goes, so I'm gonna end this here. I don't have all night to make weapon perk charts, and am too stupid to look at the API to automate it, plus a little too sick if you remember. So have a good one, and good night.